may be Poldark and handsome, but he has not been the knight in shining armor for this season. Still, he's pretty, so we like him. This week begins with tears, but honestly, it feels like everyone moves on from Francis's death fairly quickly. I mean, he did feel like the family really didn't care about him enough that he was going to commit suicide, and it seems like his feelings were probably based in reality. Oh, and the copper he found was fool's copper. Francis, not even vindicated in death. Elizabeth has Ross to keep her company, and he goes out riding with her and her son. She wants to help Ross, and Ross wants to help her. But where's Demelza? And where's Ross and Demelza's baby? Are magic fairies taking care of the child? Ross is desperately trying to avoid debtor's prison, but it seems a foregone conclusion. In the midst of wanting to save his skin, he goes to his man of business and has him sell his remaining shares in Warleg and mine and give the money secretly to Elizabeth? His man of business asks him about Demelza, and he's like, meh, she's a miner's daughter. She'll be okay. So he needs 1,400 pounds. He gets 600 pounds, but instead of using it to save him and Demelza, he gives it to Elizabeth. Yeah. And as much as Ross is scheming to stay free, George is working to put him in jail. But he keeps delaying his attack on Ross because he wants to come off as good to Elizabeth. And he decides to wait until after Christmas. Caroline and the doctor are on the road to their happily ever after now that she's legal. Every man's favorite age of lady, barely legal. Her uncle, though, is not excited at the prospect of her marrying a doctor, which seems counterintuitive to us. Too bad they can't time travel to modern times. Her uncle would be all about her marrying a rich doctor. Meanwhile, Ross is going to do more business with the smugglers on his property because he needs the money. Of course, Demelza's not excited about this nonsense, but Ross is desperate. Still, where's the baby? It's obvious that Ross is conflicted because Elizabeth is now free, but he still has Demelza. And Verity seems to see all this interplay going on, and she tells Elizabeth to just stay away from Ross and Demelza's house for Christmas. And Christmas ends up being a happy time because Ross is able to avoid debtor's prison by a mysterious benefactor. Who we find out is Caroline, which I never would have seen that coming. I really didn't like her at the beginning of the season. I really like watching her break the rich blonde stereotype. Oh hey, Demelza's now singing to a baby. Hooray for story continuity! And while Demelza has felt completely unstable in Ross's love, he surprises her with a sexy Christmas gift of stockings. And we're once again reminded how great it is when TV and film are not completely historically accurate when it comes to shaving legs.